Bitch, I'm back.
Yeah.
By popular demand.
Oh, I hate being put in a box. Yet, I was boxing my own self in. I never really saw my side hustle as a gateway to self-employment, and definitely not entrepreneurship. I'm Kayla Riggins, and this is Beneath the Scenes, a series where we peel back the layers of perfection and get personal. Each and every episode, we will unapologetically discuss the real that reveals our most authentic selves. It's time to expand our consciousness through candid conversation. Let's go beneath the scenes. Back by popular demand. Did you miss me? I missed you too. So you guys have been asking, when is Beneath the Scenes coming back? When is Beneath the Scenes coming back? And by you guys, I mean like all 15 of y'all. But that's cool, that's 15 more than would have asked if there was no Beneath the Scenes. So for those 15 of you who couldn't wait for us to be back, and by us, I mean me and the producers, me, she, her, all of us, we are back. And I'm so happy to be peeling back the layers again, getting personal, and having y'all all up in my business. So let's get to it. If you have never seen this face before, welcome. Come on in. And if you have seen this face before and you've come back, that means you make good decisions. You could be anywhere in the world, but you are right here with me, and I appreciate you for that. So today we are talking all things entrepreneurship and how it scares me. Go to college, they say. Get a good job, they say. But they never really say, go out and start a business. Own something. Create something of your own. Work for yourself. So I don't know if it's fear or simply generational curses, but the E word, entrepreneurship, scares me. So over the past few months, well, all of 2020 actually, I have been on this self-employment journey. If you don't know, my background is in television production. After graduating college, I moved to New York on a whim. I actually shared that story in a previous episode, so go check that out if you're interested. But yeah, I moved to New York on a whim, and I got a job as a production assistant and worked my way up to a senior producer within television and digital production space. All along, I was blogging and creating digital content for myself and working with different brands to create and produce original video and digital content. And now that is what I do for myself and for clients full time. I ain't gonna even hold y'all. Saying that out loud just gave me real anxiety. So although this is something that I've been doing on the side for years and now full time, I have yet to embrace the word entrepreneur. It's such a big word, literally and figuratively. I mean, it is 12 letters, and sometimes it could be a little hard to pronounce. No? Just me? Okay, judge your mother. Anyway, I am so afraid to really embrace and go after that word. As I've been on this self-employment journey, I find myself hesitating almost at every step. For example, I have yet to file for my LLC because that would make it real for me. Like, really real.
Real! Shit is getting real!
And I don't know if I'm ready for all that. But I keep asking myself, what's wrong with me? Like, what is my problem? Like, why am I so freaked out and weirded out by this? Why do I feel this way? I feel like so often people share their experiences and feelings after they've already gone through something. But I want to share this with you right now in real time while I currently feel these feelings. So when having this conversation with producers as we prepared for this episode, and by producers, I'm talking about me. I'm the producers, y'all. Me and she and her, all of us, we produce the show. So when having this conversation with myself during this period of reflection, and in this season, I reflect a lot, I was like, I don't get it. Like, I don't understand why this is so challenging for me. Like, why am I kind of running away from this? And the answer that I came up with is that I've never really seen it up close. Entrepreneurship was never really presented to me as an option. Now, I know as a millennial, because I am one, and if you are one, you're probably thinking, huh? Like, what? Kayla, how? Make it make sense. Millennials have such an entrepreneurial spirit. And yeah, you're right. But just hear me out. When we would have career day and other programs that exposed us to different career opportunities, I remember people coming in and telling us, you know, go out and get a good job. And I keep doing that emphasis on good job because, as we know, in the Black community, that means a cushiony salary and benefits. Oh, and don't let that cushiony salary be six figures, because then you become the one who made it. But because that is what I was exposed to, and that is what kind of was embedded in my head and what the people around me were doing, I subconsciously set out along that path to get a good job. So remember, I told you earlier, while working these good jobs, I was also creating content and doing things on the side, which is what we call a side hustle. Because of course, if you have a standard corporate America 9-to-5 job, anything instead of that or outside of that comes after that. Even using the language of side hustle can be problematic. At least I realized that it was for me. Don't get me wrong, I've always envisioned myself being a boss. Like ever since Ring Around the Rosie on the playground, I've always had this leadership, take charge, personality, and spirit. But I never equated that to being the boss of my own. I know, surprising, right? But I think that was due to the fear of not having real financial backing. You know, a bi-weekly paycheck and benefits. And it was really hard, and still is really hard for me to admit that I had succumbed to that mindset. But there's always something that pulls me out of it and brings me back to me. So I have people in my life who like to read me, right? Like they read me fulfilled, they tell me what's wrong, what's right, and they gather me, okay? Sometimes it's painful, it's hard to hear, but I don't want no yes men around me. So I'm grateful for the reads, most times. So someone once told me, it was like, you have this idea of climbing the corporate ladder to success when you are the type of person who should be doing your own thing. And I was like, what you mean?
Yeah, that's what I did for a living, girl. You get a coin with that.
I am doing my own thing. And they were like, you should be doing your own thing. Just that. Like solely, you should be doing that. And after I got defensive and calmed down, I was like, you know what? You're right. All along, the success that I wanted to attain was attached to a major corporation or climbing the corporate ladder or in some way having what I was doing being attached to someone else's platform, i.e. those production companies and digital media brands I had worked for over the years. I'm the type of person I hate being put in a box. Yet I was boxing my own self in. I never really saw my side hustle as a gateway to self-employment and definitely not entrepreneurship. So something had to change, right? And that was my perception of entrepreneurship. This is one of those examples of how you can't be what you can't see. So one of my absolute favorite shows to watch is Shark Tank. I watch it almost every single night. I like to binge it. Like, I love that show. It's so educational, inspirational, and informative. But when watching Shark Tank, all of these people, they come in and they have these huge brands and they have employees and they're making all of this money and they have all of this paperwork and responsibility. And I'm like, I ain't got none of that. So I'm not an entrepreneur. That ain't me. That right there, that's not me. I felt like that's what entrepreneurship looks like. And because that isn't my version of it, then I couldn't possibly be an entrepreneur or even on the path to being an entrepreneur. And this is where I had to remind myself and re-educate myself. I had to remind myself that just because you start small, don't take away the fact that you started. And it's when those images of Jeff Bezos in his very first office, which I think was his garage, pop into mind. And most importantly, Supa, who has a multi-million-dollar makeup brand, where she has shared her very first office, which was in the washroom of her home. Those images pop into mind, particularly Supa because it's relatable because she's a black woman. So I see her and I can see myself in her. And so when you look at where they started and to where they are now, it's really, truly inspirational. And it's a grounding point to remind you that at least they got started. Starting is the hardest part. And it's so important to just get started. Once you're able to do that, you can figure everything else out along the way. But you can't figure nothing out if you ain't push start. This is me talking to me. Okay? I'm talking to you too. Okay? If you can resonate, this is for you too. But I'm talking to me. So keeping those examples in mind, I realized, entrepreneurship looks different at every level. And most importantly, it doesn't have just one look. Listen, I don't know if I'm self-employed, if I'm an entrepreneur or what. But what I do know is that I'm doing something for myself, by myself, and on my own terms. And that's pretty damn cool. Moral of the story is, don't let the fear of what something should look like or how big or small it should be stop you from doing it. I'm not really one of those people who believes that you overcome fear. I think that you are scared, but you do it anyway. So I am scared of the E word, entrepreneurship, but I'm going to do it anyway. Boom. So that will do it for today's episode of Beneath the Scenes. I hope you enjoyed this. Definitely, let's keep the conversation going down in the comments. I want to hear from other people who are on self-employment or entrepreneurship journeys. Let me know what you got going on. Are you scared like me, or are you like, girl, I ain't never scared and you doing the damn thing? Let's keep the conversation going. Listen, before you get out of here, I need you to do me a favor. Okay, it costs you nothing. It's free. I need you to like, share, and subscribe. Okay, I need you to share this with your mama, your daughter, your sister, your brother. Share this with everybody, because sharing is caring. And if you like me, I like you. So why not share your girl? I appreciate it. Thanks. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.